bugs around here. All right, so I'm back out. I'm at the Laura Plantation down here on the Mississippi Road, one of these big sugar plantations down here. And this is only the only one of the big three in the area that are open. Whitney Plantation and Oak Alley are both closed, cleaning up after that Hurricane Ida. And yeah, driving in, all the houses had branches in the yard, fences blown over. So yeah, you can see right here a lot of the devastation. So yeah, my tour starts in about 5 minutes, and this is a pretty big one. I believe altogether there are 25 buildings. And I hope I'm allowed to do some filming. The guy, when I went to check in, he told me that I couldn't have my backpack on. And yeah, so we'll see how it goes.
Go and travel, you're supposed to travel with them. So keep those two things in mind as you're walking through the house.
This was a wing of the house that was burned down. Banana plants. Slave cabins. Just finished up in the slave cabins, and slave descendants actually lived in those houses until the 1970s. It's crazy. This was a retirement home built 1829 for one of the family members. Okay, finally broke loose, but it stopped raining. And just finished the tour. No filming inside. They do let you take pictures. We walked around the grounds. I couldn't walk around. They don't let you walk around on your own, so I got a little bit of footage. I guess I'll just put it on top of this. But it was a really good tour. And yeah, this place is unique. Sugar plantation, a very colorful house, and that indicated it was Creole owned. So when you saw it, you knew that there were French speaking people inside, as opposed to the traditional, just kind of white plantation homes that you might see in Gone with the Wind, or just what you think of when you think of the antebellum South. So, and to let you know, we're on the other side of those trees over there, the Mississippi River, and you can see the damage, some damage right here. And driving in, all the houses had branches in the front yard, fences blown over. So yeah, they got hit pretty good. And back of the house right there, like I say, it was completed in 1804, and this is kind of a retirement home built 1829. So to give you some history, in this area was first settled by the Acadians, the French Acadians. They fled from the eastern part of Canada after the French-Indian War. The English had won. They wanted to settle, so they kicked the French out. They moved all up and down the East Coast, but most came down here. Some went back to France, but they did let them kind of keep Quebec. But anyway, yeah. So this area was panted. It was granted actually through Thomas Jefferson to a guy, Guillaume du Parc. I know I said that, didn't say that right, but French name. And I had a hard time following the family tree with all these French names. But anyway, so he was a French naval officer during the Revolutionary War. He acquired this land just after the Louisiana Purchase, 1803, of course, and that's when this became United States territory. So, an interesting story with him. Supposedly he had a pretty checkered past. The guys say he had murdered somebody, and this was before he joined the military. So I don't know if it was justified or the full story with it, but yeah. Anyway, so then he had 3 children who all worked for the family business, the plantation. One of the sons ran the financial kind of business side. Another son was kind of just the overseer, and the daughter ran the house. So one of the sons, his granddaughter is Laura, who the plantation is named after. And she's noted because she wrote a book. She wrote down the history of the plantation. Later in life, she had moved up to St. Louis. Story goes, her kids had read Gone with the Wind. They asked her if that's what life was really like, so she decided to write everything down, write a book. So that's where they got a lot of the information about the house from. So another thing kind of interesting to note, that there were a few female owners throughout the years, family descendants, one of which was Laura. And another random note, Fats Domino, the blues musician, his parents lived here, and supposedly he was born just a few months after they had moved to New Orleans, so kind of interesting. And then also a guy named Alcée Fortier. Again, I know I said that wrong. And he's the guy that wrote the stories that would be later turned into the children's tale Bear Rabbit. And if anybody's seen Song of the South, the old Disney movie, Zippity Doo Dah, Zippity Day, yeah, that's where it came from. And story goes, he lived about a mile away in the 1870s. He had visited, he talked with some of the former slaves just to get to hear some of the stories and just find out what life was like. And most of the slaves here were from Senegal, and they told him a bunch of stories that had passed down through the generations, a lot of folklore, and a lot of the stories involved a hare or a rabbit that was really quick-witted, a little conniving, a little slick. And yeah, so he wrote down the tales. They were later adapted by Disney, so it's kind of interesting. And the original tales were a little bit more PG-13. So, and yeah, they gave a lot of history about the the slaves that lived here at its peak, there were 186 slaves, I believe that she had said. And there was a dirt road that led behind the house, and there were 69 slave cabins, which is basically a town. And there was a sugar mill about a mile behind the house. So yeah, I think that's all the information on Laura. So be kind of a short one. So anyway, I guess, yeah, I'm getting out of here, and I'll see ya.